Way. Attacking the goal away to our left. The Kop end of St Andrews, which has seen a vibrant 45 minutes of football so far. Redoni. And he catches Roberts, and it will be a free kick for Birmingham. Neumann was initially involved there, and Redoni found himself surrounded by blue shirts, and he took down Patrick Roberts, who made the second goal for Birmingham. And Beadle will take the free kick. Coventry with twice the number of attempts on goal and shots on target than Birmingham in the first half, but both of Birmingham's efforts on target went in, and that's why they lead. Coventry with 70% of the possession, but Chris Davis won't be too concerned about that because his team lead in the most significant stat. But now Mason Clark, good pace from him, and it will be squirted behind, and it's a corner kick for Coventry. Neumann, the player who dived in, and Iwata, the player who was trying to pull back Mason Clark there. There may have been a case for a free kick, but it's a corner anyway. Grimes with the outswinger. Kitchen rising, appeals for handball, but nothing given. Birmingham make heavy weather of the clearance. Kitchen will try and keep this in play. Robinson goes down, and it's a goal kick in the end. Jack Robinson, the player who was involved at the end of that move, he was sent off in the corresponding game at the CBS Arena. Kai Wagner making a very good early impression for Birmingham as an attacking left back, but his defensive work has been pretty sound so far, and he may be tested here as Van Eyck comes forward. It's Stansfield coming back to make the challenge, and he won the ball, helped out by Wagner. But now Thomas. Van Eyck, Sakamoto staying on side. Grimes. No way forward for him there, but he's always a player who exudes patience. Van Eyck, the deflection off Wagner, and it's cleared away by Robinson. Coventry, a team who have scored 5 at Derby and Sheffield Wednesday, 4 at Millwall and Middlesbrough, but they're finding it much harder to score goals at the moment, averaging less than a goal a game during this difficult recent run. Van Eyck launching the long throw, Kitching rising, but cleared away by Dooch. Rushworth. And Sims will try and make something of this, and the challenge by Iwata, and it's another corner for Coventry, and they've made a good start to the second half here. Redoni will try and attack this. Kitching will be a more obvious target, and it's towards him, and Sims loops it over the top in the end. And Sims, the player who managed to evade all of the pushing and pulling from both sides inside the area. Beadle's clearance. Thomas. Flick on from Sims. Sakamoto. Oh, and he's been taken down there. And that will be a free kick, and I would imagine a yellow card as well. And no complaints from Kai Wagner. Sakamoto was beyond him, and Wagner took him out. Second Birmingham yellow card. And Sakamoto back on his feet. Rodoni, Mason Clark and Sakamoto all started on the bench against Charlton, but all came on as Coventry chased the win in the closing stages. Grimes with the delivery, and Beadle is able to claim. But he can't find Iwata. De Silva with the throw-in, Rodoni. It's all very tight. Birmingham have already done some business in the transfer window. Coventry have been linked with Romain Esse, the Crystal Palace youngster who moved from Millwall this time last year. Birmingham have the throw-in. And Frank Lampard has not gone to the bench yet. Arguably he has more depth available to him today than Chris Davis does. Morning with the clearance straight to Mason Clark. And he did have options left and right, but forced the save. Kumas is penalised, he's offside. Graham Kane, the assistant, on the far side. Van Avek. Sakamoto. Grimes. And the pitch has thawed out on this near side the longer the game has gone on. This game was never in any question due to the undersoil heating as Kitching tries to evade Stansfield. Mason Clark taken down by Iwata. It's a free kick. And it's all Coventry at the start of the second half here. Grimes will take this. Sold out Coventry away end behind that goal. Whipped in by Grimes. Rodoni was challenging. Kitching tries to make something of it. But Birmingham will clear. And the whistle has gone, and it is Paik Sung Ho who is down. And that looks to be a nasty injury, and we will need to attend to the facial injury before anything else. And the referee, James Linnington, is talking to Tomoki Iwata, and I think he's saying that Paik was stooping in and it was an accidental challenge. And although it looks to be a nasty one for the South Korean international, there was no intent. Frank Lampard has taken the opportunity to call over a number of his players. We'll see here at the near post, it was Radoni. Oh, goodness me. That's a nasty one for Paik. Radoni only had eyes for the ball, and Paik was stooping in to try and clear. And on a cold day, that's a very painful injury. Well, painful injury in any weather conditions, but particularly today. Lampard in conversation with Liam Kitching, and is his 20th game against Birmingham City going to produce his first defeat. He scored 2 goals against them in a 3-0 win for Chelsea back in January 2010. And Paik still receiving the treatment. And there may have to be a change here. Willem Willemsen is preparing to come on, the Icelandic international. Had a long spell out with injury himself. And that would be a straight swap in midfield, although Paik is being patched up at the moment. He will carry on for now, but there could be a double change incoming for Birmingham. Chris Davis, or even a triple change it seems. And the game plan is being redrawn. Has Birmingham yet to, or try to, change the course of this game? Because although they still lead, Coventry have dominated the second half. They've had 74% of the possession since half time, and Paik, I think, may have to change his shirt here as well. Play will resume with a drop ball. Kitching, and Paik is still waiting to come back on here. Kumas looking to go beyond Van Ayvek. Thomas also coming across, and Van Ayvek holds him up, but Wagner, Kumas looking to play him in, but it's swooped on by Rushworth. Kitching. And Eccles, who briefly had Coventry level in the first half. Ellis Sims, 25 tomorrow. And that's an early moment to celebrate for him. His 10th goal of the season. And a play. And again, James Beadle may have been unsighted there by Jack Robinson. But it's 2-2, and that goal had been coming. And now Coventry looking to keep the pressure on. Mason Clark, Sakamoto. It's all very tight. Paik makes the challenge. Neumann. And Kitching gets there before Stansfield, with Rushworth herring out of his goal. Roberts across from Iwata, and Birmingham claim a corner. But a goal kick's been given. Marvin Duch convinced it, took a touch off Kitching's head. May have been actually De Silva who just deflected that ball through. And a corner kick has been given in the end, on the advice of the assistant. Birmingham without an effort on goal since half-time. Sims will clear. Fired back through the crowd, but Rodoni was there, and Paik will go all the way back to Beadle. And Chris Davis was planning a triple change, and you just wonder if that Coventry goal, and just what it seemed, Coventry City had taken a firm grip on this game. Marvin Duch comes up with his second goal, and Lampard's side trail once again. And Birmingham lead 3-2. And this game with a number of unexpected twists. And it's the Birmingham fans who are producing the noise once again as Birmingham do make the changes. Aaron Cashin is one of the players coming on. It may be a back three now. Lewis Kumas is withdrawn as well. And Coventry once again concede a goal when they have been the team looking to push on. And it just shows that the Championship is a league full of twists and turns. As Rodoni fires his shot wide. And for the second time in the game, a goal has been quickly responded. And the Coventry fans glum-faced once again. And there is going to be a change for Coventry. Kai Wagner is still on the field of play. It was Lewis Kumas who went off. So Aaron Cashin, another player on loan from Brighton, former Derby County youngster. Kumas has played his part, scored the second goal. And Cashin alongside Neumann and Robinson now at the heart of the back three. That will allow Wagner the opportunity to get forward more. Grimes. Kitching. Mason Clark. Grimes. And now De Silva. Grimes again. Fired in. Sakamoto trying to keep it alive, but it was behind Sims, and the flag is up for offside anyway.
Substitution for Coventry City. Replacing number 7.
And it was Sakamoto who was caught offside. He's now going to go off. And Haji Wright will be coming on. 8 championship goals this season, but none since October the 4th, 12 games ago. And Coventry need a goal here once again. Sakamoto hobbles off. He was caught earlier in that challenge by Kai Wagner. It did look to be knee to knee, so he will try and ice that. But still plenty of time for more goals in this game. Coventry initially equalising less than 2 minutes after the opening goal, and Birmingham going 3-2 ahead 2.5 minutes after Coventry's second equaliser. Sims, right with the flick, Rodoni, and now De Silva. Mason Clark, and he's been caught by Iwata, and it will be a free kick. And Iwata's had one or two issues with Mason Clark throughout the game. But it's a free kick for Coventry as they look for their third equaliser. Grimes will take this. It's very deep. Neumann with the header away. Now Stansfield. Doyle. And Van Eyck runs it out of play. And Tommy Doyle on loan from Wolves. Former Manchester City youngster. Eccles losing out to Peck. Rodoni. And Birmingham have the throw in, and a game which has had so many ebbs and flows to it. As Stansfield hits it, it's blocked, and it was Iwata with the second effort, and De Silva was in the way, and it's a corner for Birmingham. Stansfield's first shot cut out by Grimes, and then it was Iwata, who may have been seeking out Dooch, who of course is on a hat-trick now. Cashin is forward in what's been an enthralling game so far as we tick into the final 20 minutes. Corner, and it's a free kick. And more changes for Birmingham, and this time it will be a triple change. And it's Kai Wagner who comes off, and Alphonse Samsted, the Icelandic international, comes on. So that's a straight swap in the fullback area. But Wagner making a good impression on his debut. And Patrick Roberts, who has made 2 of the 3 goals, will head off. And Kyogo Furuhashi and Willem Willemsen are the 2 players who will be coming on. And Willemsen will come on for him, and there'll be no done his job here today. And Furuhashi signed from Rennes, but made his mark in the United Kingdom with Celtic. Kitching. So Chris Davis really changing things up here. De Silva. Kitching. And he gets it back from Eccles. Birmingham with 3 shots on target in the entire game, and they've all gone in. Rodoni. Now Kitching. Grimes. Eccles. Van Ayvek. Grimes. That's clever. Rodoni's cross. Diving in to clear. It was Robinson, but here is Grimes again. Rodoni. High towards Mason Clark. And he's unable to keep that in play. Well, still time. But Frank Lampard heading for his first defeat against Birmingham City in his long, illustrious career. It would be a welcome win for Chris Davis after 3 draws and 4 defeats. And with Ipswich not playing today, Coventry may still have a healthy gap between themselves and the rest, but they'll want this tricky spell to come to an end. Sims, and nobody there for Coventry. Samsted, Cashin, one back by Eccles, Rodoni, holding off Peake, now Van Ayvek, Rodoni, Coventry heading for their 3rd away defeat, but here is Haji Wright. That's a nice turn from him. It opens up for him, but Cashin with the block. Grimes. Thomas. Now Rodoni. Van Ayvek. He's onside. But it's cleared by Williamson. One back though by Kitching, but only briefly. Grimes. De Silva. Does enough to find Mason Clark. And now Wright. It's very tight on the edge of the penalty area. Neumann with a partial clearance. Wright, then Thomas. De Silva. Grimes again. And now De Silva with the cross in. Thomas! And the whistle has gone before the save was made by Beadle. And it's Jack Robinson who was down. Nearly 28,000 here today. And there's no doubt it's been a match which has held the attention throughout. That was Thomas's header, and Beadle with a really good save. He didn't know that the whistle had gone. Furuhashi. Now De Silva. Grimes. Thomas. Van Ayvek. Stansfield once again doing his defensive work. Samsted. And the final touch was off Rodoni. Well, the Coventry fans may have always feared that they would not keep winning incessantly as they were in the first half of the season, but there's work to do. And I'm sure that he was always aware of that. Cashin. Coventry with nearly 80% of the possession in the second half, but they came into this half a goal down, and that's where they still are. Grimes. De Silva. Mason Clark coming short. Wright makes the run in behind. Sims tries to find him, but Doyle will clear. Kitching. Grimes. Wright coming short. Rodoni makes the run in behind, but it's short to Thomas. And Samsted doing just enough. Thomas. Now Kitching. Grimes. And towards Sims. And Grimes will get this back. Mason Clark. Kitching. Grimes. Cashin clears. Mason Clark. That's a good turn. Got De Silva in support, but he can't find him. Iwata. And then De Silva closes it down, but Birmingham defending with real depth and togetherness at the moment. And Frank Lampard, having seen his team beaten twice by Ipswich recently, and also away from home against Wrexham, about to lose what is their local derby this season, unless they can come up with something in the final 10 minutes here. Furuhashi. And he nudges over De Silva. It's a free kick. And James Beadle has gone down. And Frank Lampard making the point to Thomas Kirk that he would like time to be added on, if that's the case. And that third goal from Birmingham has really stunned Coventry. They've offered very little going forward since. Ryan Alsop is the backup goalkeeper. And Beadle is back on his feet. Ryan Alsop played the opening 8 games of the season before Beadle came into the side. But there will be time added on. Kitching. Van Aveg getting forward. It falls here to Sims. Now Rodoni. Stansfield unable to cut it out. The cross in, flicked on, and Sims over the top. He appeals for a corner kick. And it was helped on by Van Eyck to Sims. And it was so tight in there. And Owata was very close to him. And it's a goal kick. And the flick on from Furuhashi doesn't find Willemsen. Grimes. Now Kitching. Rodoni. And Coventry are pouring forward now, but they're not really providing the sort of pressure they were just before that third goal. Willemsen, Stansfield, there's Rodoni, Van Eyck, Samsted, Willemsen, Eccles making the challenge on Samsted, no free kick, here is De Silva, now Mason Clark, Wright and Sims in the area. And Mason Clark holding off the challenge but giving the ball away to Willemsen. Furuhashi in pursuit, but there is Rushworth. Eccles. Oh, he's challenged by Furuhashi and then takes him out. And it's a free kick for Birmingham and a yellow card for Josh Eccles. Just overrun it there and clattered into Furuhashi. And Coventry really labouring here in pursuit of another equalising goal. And it's a free kick. High towards Cashin. And he'll try and keep that ball alive. Rodoni. And then Kitching. Pake. And Van Eyck losing out to Stansfield, but Wright is back there. Appeals for a corner kick. And it's a goal kick. Still time here for Coventry. Kitching. And now Thomas. Grimes. Thomas over the top looking for... We're about to make one more change. I was going to say, that is not Jake Bidwell. Grimes. De Silva. James Beadle has been shown a yellow card for just trying to milk the clock. Rodoni. And the cross is flicked on by Eccles, but nobody on the end of it.
Substitution for Coventry City.
It was the right sort of run.
Replacing number 28, Josh.
And Josh Eccles now coming off.
Number 54, Kai Andrews.
And Kai Andrews has got the right shirt on now. And the Welsh under-21 international comes on. 7th time this season he's come off the bench. "90 seconds of normal time to play, but I would imagine there'll be a fair amount of added time to follow." Neumann's clearance. And then hammered forward, but beyond for Ahashi. And Coventry will still believe they can create one final chance here. High towards Mason Clark, who brings it down well. He then goes down. Was he dragged down? Not according to the referee. Got there before Iwata. Well, Iwata had hold of his shirt, certainly, but then Mason Clark had hold of his as well. This will be a run of 2 wins, 3 draws and 3 defeats for Coventry. We are into added time, and there will be a minimum of 8 more minutes. Andrews sends it straight out of play. And this was the decision not to give a penalty. Well, you could make the case they were both holding on to each other. Possible that Iwata was there first, but it's marginal and it's a very difficult case to make.